SEGA. If you didn't know, SEGA recently announced that they were making new games in classic series such as Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio, and Crazy Taxi. And in an interview with Japan Times, SEGA revealed that the Crazy Taxi game will be made in a small part by their new studio, Sapporo Studios.
Studio boss Takaya Sugawa said, the studio has an R&D department that handles designing and programming games and a QA department in charge of quality control, and added that recruitment for the studio is going well. We're not really sure what they're going to do exactly, but that's what they said.
SEGA has also announced that the Crazy Taxi game will be a AAA game in scope, which I really hope doesn't mean they're going to be making a $33 million piece of shit, but anyway. Welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week.
This week we'll be covering the Project 64 hacker exploit, the Nintendo Partner Showcase, the 10,000 Super Credit Player Bounty in Helldivers, and much more. So subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep up to date.
Gigantic was a free-to-play MOBA that was pretty mediocre, and, if I recall correctly, a game that was riddled with microtransactions and was just generally unfun to play. Then again, it's a MOBA, so of course it's unfun to play. Anyway, as the case with all unfun online games, it went dead, and stayed dead, with the servers going offline only a year after it was launched.
Until this week. It was announced that Gigantic would be re-released as Gigantic Rampage Edition with a new developer, Gearbox Publishing and Abstraction Games. The re-release promises new ideas and new gameplay.
Firstly, the new iteration of the game will not be free to play, instead opting to be a $20 game. The price seems well justified as Rampage Edition will feature the original 5v5 game mode, all 23 characters and every original map.
On top of simply remastering the original game, the new developers have also added a new game mode called Rush, 2 new characters, Roland and Kajir, and 2 new maps.
Finally, the biggest and most surprising change is the game's approach to customization. Typically, in a MOBA, you would unlock skins and character effects through microtransactions. But in Rampage Edition, all character customization is done through game progression.
What? You mean a game where you unlock stuff by playing the actual game? No way.
As a matter of fact, way.
And what's more, there doesn't seem to be any microtransactions at all. Like, we don't have any explicit proof of this, but there is no mention of it of any sort in any of the publications that they've put out. That's a really good picture there.
Amazing. What do you guys think? Did you play Gigantic before? And will you be playing it again with this new update? Let us know in the comments below.
After a decade of asking for native mod support on all editions of Minecraft, Mojang and Microsoft has finally integrated mod support to the Minecraft marketplace in the form of add-ons.
Yep, you heard that right. They finally added mods to the marketplace as paid mods, though granted not all of them are paid. But still kind of a shitty thing to do, especially since there are many mods for sale that are very similar to free mods that anyone can download.
While these similarities do exist and are pretty blatant, Mojang has made it very clear that traditional mods will still be able to be sideloaded and added to Minecraft as usual, and that these changes were to allow players across all systems to access mods that Minecraft Java users have had forever.
Yay, Minecraft.
Well, you don't even know what a hopper is, so your unenthusiasm is not surprising whatsoever. Last year, there was a brief period of excitement in the world of PlayStation, with rumors going around that Sony was developing a new portable console. Then, of course, Sony dropped the details on what the PlayStation Portable actually was, a useless piece of shit. A remote play device that did effectively nothing if you didn't have a PS5, which at the time were really hard to get. So naturally, the excitement waned because it was effectively useless.
Which was a shame, but guess what? Now it actually can do something. 2 security researchers from Google have successfully hacked the PlayStation Portal to run PPSSPP, a popular PSP emulator, more commonly found on iOS and Android devices. Since the Portal itself runs on Android, perhaps the hack was inevitable.
Said hack took a month for Andy Wynn and Callie Svensson to develop, and according to Andy, the emulator is now running natively on the device. However, and unfortunately, there is currently no public release available as work is not yet completed on the hack. So rejoice, Portal owners, soon it might actually have a purpose. Booster side note, the Portal is super useless because you can just do that on your f***ing phone. Hey Helldivers, here's a public service announcement. You see these? Here? These aren't per person. This is for the collective squad. And these These super credits right here, same thing. These are for the squad, not per person.
Why are we telling you this? Because apparently Helldiver 2 players are stupid and killing each other over the misconception that resources aren't shared. A misconception that's been such a problem that many people took the game's subreddit to complain.
But why are people doing this when the UI in the game very clearly states that things gathered by squad mates are shared? Streamers, of course, not us. We're good streamers, but countless other streamers are misunderstanding the game and are actively killing each other for the funny ha-has and to pick up the samples that they already had.
As a reminder, a democratic sample is a shared sample. In related Helldiver news, one man going by the name Gantz the Demon has scorned the entire Helldiver 2 community by purposely killing his entire team before extraction, allowing himself to be the only person that extracts.
Again, this is stupid because it actively harms him. The more people who get to extract, the more experience points are gained. Thus, he would level up faster. But nope, don't matter. The entirety of Helldiver TikTok has put a bounty on his head of 10,000 super credits and growing.
Who exactly is paying this bounty? Not really sure, it's the internet. But that doesn't mean that this particular player isn't being killed on site the moment he enters a game. So like, TLDR, don't be an ass and team kill players in an online co-op game.
Oh look, more emulation news, and this time it's about Project 64, a popular N64 emulator. On Saturday, YouTuber and N64 modder Kaze Emanuar posted a public service announcement about a security vulnerability found by fellow modder Aglab within the 1.6 version of the program.
To this day, it's a common thought that emulators are effectively virtual machines that keep to themselves, but this vulnerability can easily be harnessed by malicious entities to include some nasty stuff like keyloggers or coin miners.
The vulnerability, in simple terms, works by exploiting the store instruction function of 1.6 to store execution hooks at values above or below a hard-coded range that the emulator passes through. It makes things happen. Like you step on a button and then a browser pops up and rickrolls you. That's how that works.
There are later versions of Project 64 where this is no longer an issue, but 1.6 is the most popular version of the program for a reason. Later versions came bundled with malware, and the emulator itself would frequently nag users for donations, so they're considered shitty by a large amount of the community.
The situation's not entirely hopeless though, as Kaze did state in the YouTube comments that a team is working on a fixed version of 1.6, so hopefully that'll come out soon. Next up, if you were too busy getting excited over the announced Elden Ring DLC, which I'll probably get, you may have missed last week's Nintendo Direct. Luckily, we're here to tell you what you need to know.
You're gonna buy Elden Ring?
For the Kyrie mod. Don't judge me.
Anyway, a lot of good games were announced, all of which will come out by the end of the year on the Switch. Personal highlights included Ender Magnolia, the sequel to Ender Lilies, and Unicorn Overlord, a tactical RPG that looks so pretty I might actually try it.
There was also Monster Hunter Stories, Epic Mickey Rebrushed, Star Wars Battlefront, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 being ported to the Switch with unique add-ons for familiar players.
Switch exclusives include Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble and World of Goo 2. Fantasy Life I is also set to release in October of this year, though it's unsure if that's an actual exclusive as of now.
Mother 3 was also announced. For Japan only. Why? Because fuck you, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thinking on that was, but maybe one day it'll be localized.
No, absolutely not.
But those were just some of the highlights from the Direct. If you want the full coverage and the trailers, the link to it will be down below. But let us know what you're most excited for.
Here's the games coming out this week. There's not a whole lot, though Final Fantasy VII R2 does have two big reasons why you should buy it.
D-cups, full of justice.
It's too hot today.
And here's our stream schedule for next week. We'll be starting Worlds on Club and playing Suica against each other, so that'll be fun.
And that's it for this week's Necro News. If you like what we do here and want to keep up to date, consider subscribing to the channel.
And if you watched the entire video, put a cat emoji in the comments to let us know. That said, a very special thank you to our channel members as well.
We're also trying to raise funds for a live 2D model for Ellie, so if you want to help out, the link to the coffee is down below.
That's all for this week, so until next time,
Goodbye.